All right. Without further ado, let's go back to our guest line. If you happen to be watching us on QSportsTalk.com, you see our next guest live and in person. Please be joined by one of the stars on this SU men's lacrosse team, Joey Spallina, our guest on the show. Joey, always great to chat with you. How are you today?
I don't think they can hear me.
Joey, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, we got you now. Okay, yes.
All right, cool.
We apologize for... Paulie's having a rough start to the second.
It wasn't my fault.
I'm just kidding. All right, so I hate to start on a bad note, but let's start with the Cornell game. Let's get that out of the way, and then we'll move on to other things. So now that you've had a chance to kind of digest it, I guess what happened in that game? You know, you guys are up by 7, seemingly in complete control, and then you end up losing in double overtime. How do you kind of process what happened that night down in Ithaca?
Yeah, I think it's definitely tough when, you play two, top 12 teams within the span of 3 days, but that's definitely not an excuse at all. I think we started out the game obviously great. I think after losing coach, I think that, that kind of set our offense back a bit. But, we have probably the greatest player of all time as our head coach, so I think our offense will be okay. But, I just, we just did some bonehead things, things that we haven't done the whole year. And, I think that was just one of those games, that, you don't want to happen, but, they happened, and it was a weekday, rainy night kind of game. And, I just didn't think that, we did what we were supposed to do. Don't get me wrong. I think Cornell's a great team, but, I think we'll bounce back from that one this weekend. And, I think we'll be okay there. So.
You mentioned losing Pat March in that game. By rule, he's got to sit out this one against North Carolina. Does the preparation change at all? I mean, obviously it's not a surprise. You've had a week and a half to get ready for this one, but has the preparation changed at all? Will game day be different at all without Pat March there?
I don't think the preparation this week has changed at all. Obviously Coach March has been at all of our practices and stuff. So, he's obviously still, talking to us, but, like I said, we have one of the greatest players of all time as our head coach, so I don't think we'll skip a beat, but, I think it'll be a little bit interesting for me, cause, me and Coach have a great relationship, and, it's going to be weird not seeing him on the sidelines. So,
yeah, I'm sure it's going to be weird that he's not going to be on the sidelines. It might even be weird when you see one of your former coaches on the other sideline, right? Dave Petramala, now at North Carolina. And, you had a chance to go up against his defenses, all of last year in practice, and now you're getting to do it in a game situation. Do you think that helps you at all and the other returning players, the fact that Coach Petramala so well and kind of what he's trying to do? And does that give you an edge in any way, shape, or form, the fact that, you know him so well?
Yeah, I just want to start off with that. I have a bunch of respect for Coach P. He took me under his wing last year. We talked all the time. He's probably, the best defensive player, one of the best coaches of all time, so, to be able to go against his defense all last year, was great for me. And, it just helped me kind of grow up. And, now I think we're super excited, to just play another game again. And, it just so happens to be UNC, and, I think they're a great team, very well coached. And, I think we're just excited just to get back out there. So.
Joey Spallina joining us here on Orange Nation for another few minutes. And since we're talking about last year versus this year, let's go there with your team as a whole. And, it feels like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Joey, but from the outside looking in, it feels like there's a different vibe around the team this year and maybe a more confident group. You guys obviously seem to be playing better lacrosse this year than you did a year ago. How has this team grown up from a year ago to where you are now? And what kind of steps forward have you taken as a group?
Yeah, so I think we all kind of got thrown to the wolves last year. Like we didn't really have like a learning curve. It was kind of, game 3 was against Maryland, the defending champs. And, I think we were kind of forced to grow up, which I think in the long run will help us out a ton. And, I think there is just a different vibe to this team. I think with the fifth year and the older guys that, we brought in, they've been great with us and for us. And, the guys like Jake Stevens and Sam English and Chris Moulet have played a ton of lacrosse games. They've been in every kind of game. So for those guys to be with us has been big. And, guys like me and Finn and Mike and Billy Dwan, this is year 2 for us, so, we have definitely grown up, and become the players that we are. And, I think that's only going to help us moving forward. So.
How about you personally, Joey? You look at your freshman year. It was a fantastic freshman year. Led this team in goals and assists. As a sophomore, you're leading this team in goals and assists. But how has your game changed? In what ways have you improved individually?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Obviously I spent the whole summer playing box lacrosse. So I think my stick skills and my passing have gotten a ton better. I think my shooting has improved, and I'm only gonna work on that. So I think just those kind of aspects of my game. But last year, as an 18, 19-year-old kid, I kind of had to control the offense, and I think that's only gonna help me as I grow up and keep on playing. So, I think I've only gotten better, and I think I'm going to continue that. So.
All right. As you look at this team now and, the postseason's right around the corner, 2 games left, and then it's on to the ACC tournament. And then, what really matters, the NCAA. Are there certain things you guys are focused on right now, things you're trying to shore up and tune up as you get ready for the postseason?
Yeah. I think we're just focused on it right now, beating UNC. I think we're just going to take it a game at a time and, just be the best version of us. And, I think that starts with doing the things that don't take talent. I think that's the biggest thing. And, I think that's what wins and loses teams championships. So, just being able to, do the things that take no talent is, the stuff that we are working on. So.
Well, along those lines then, last question from me. As you look at this game against North Carolina, a chance to bounce back from these 2 straight losses, what is this game against Carolina going to come down to?
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to, us playing the right way, us moving the ball, and, if we are to get up to a lead, to not let up, to keep on going. And, I think just play Syracuse lacrosse. I think just getting back to that. And, the way we played against Hopkins and, Duke and Delaware and all of those kind of teams, I think will help us win and help us move forward.
All right, so it's a 1 o'clock start down in Chapel Hill on Saturday at North Carolina, and then you close out the regular season against Virginia inside the Dome a week from Saturday before the ACC tournament, and then obviously on to the NCAA from there. Joey, thanks so much for the time. Continued success to you. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
Joey Spallina, sophomore attackman for the SU men's lacrosse team. And with that, we will take a timeout. Phone line's now back open, 315-437-7644.
That's right. You could talk lacrosse.
That's right. Talk some basketball.
We've discussed news stories that have happened in your lifetime that were bigger than OJ, if there is one. And it's sad to say that is one of the biggest news stories of our lifetime.
No doubt. No doubt. All right, we'll hit a timeout here. Phone line's open if you want to check in. We've got today's business coming up. Gary Phillips, Yankees beat writer for New York Daily News. He'll join us at 1:30. Back after this on ESPN Radio.